Hello, everybody out there. So, for today's video, I wanted to kind of talk about two topics revolving around energy in relationships. One of them is pretty brief and kind of just more of me discussing like a commonly held idea that I think is completely incorrect about energy within like romantic relationships. And the other one is kind of like further delving into the topic of energy within relationships and kind of like, are you giving enough to your partner? Are they giving enough to you? And then balancing those energies together and what that really looks like in like a healthy adult relationship. Before I hop into the actual video though, guys, if you don't know, the Greater Than movement is basically a movement about just trying to improve people's lives. I'm trying to help improve 100 million people's lives. If you guys want to be part of that, the best way for you guys to help me grow the channel, obviously, is if you guys could share the videos. If y'all want to do the like and subscribe thing, that's awesome. That's greatly appreciated. Obviously, that'll help too. But if you guys feel like this video is helpful for you, please share. If you think it's helpful for somebody else specifically, tag them in it, share it with them directly, however you want to do it. Again, that's kind of just like my little tidbit about like what I'm actually trying to accomplish with the actual channel, which is pretty much in every video. So if you've watched them before, you've already seen this 100 times. So hopping into the actual video. So kind of like the myth or like this like saying that's very like really common in like relationship dynamics is you have to put in your your 50%, they have to put in their 50%, and together you're both contributing equal amounts into the relationship. And I just really think this idea is very flawed, because if you're only putting in 50%, what are you doing with your other 50%? And I'm not trying to like make a mountain out of a molehill, but this idea of only putting in 50% really doesn't make a lot of sense. Because if you're in a relationship, if you're in a dynamic, whether it's like dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, whatever it is, if you're in a committed relationship and you want it to grow and to nurture it, and if you want it to be successful, why are you only going to put 50% in? And I get it's just the saying, but just the idea behind it, I feel like it's kind of misleading, which leads me into like the actual topic of really what I want to talk about. Which is like, I truly feel, I believe that we have to like shift our mentality, that it's not 50% for me and 50% for my partner. It's 100% for me and 100% for my partner. And the reason why I say that is that it's just that this mentality shift that I'm going to put everything that I have into this relationship every day that I can, every hour that I can, every minute that I can, every time I think about it, I'm going to put 100% in. And they're going to do the exact same thing. And the reason why I think this is so important, and like really what I think it really like boils down to, is at times in your relationship, there's gonna be moments, days, weeks, months, maybe years. I feel like years is a little bit of a stretch, but there's gonna be periods of time where one person in that relationship is not going to be feeling it as much, or you're gonna have gotten into a fight and they're gonna be hurt or sad or not really feeling connected to you. Or maybe just they have other stuff going on. Maybe their mental health, maybe things are going on with work or with friends or family or whatever it may be. It may not even be about your relationship, but you or your partner might not be able to give that 100%. And they can't put everything into it because they're not able to, or they feel disconnected, or whatever the reason is. It doesn't really matter. But they're not able to put in that 100%. And this is kind of where like the whole idea of shifting your energy and really putting your 100% into it really matters. Because at the end of the day, the whole idea of, like I said, like 50-50 sounds great. And maybe that's really all you need. Maybe like when you really think about it, maybe really all you do need is 50-50, because it makes 100%. But there's going to be times where your partner's only putting in 20% or 30%. And sometimes, and you see it a lot in relationships, and I've been there before myself, where you just keep on putting in 50. But 50 plus 30 or 50 plus 20 is either 80 or 70%. And that's not enough to make the relationship flourish and continue to grow and continue to support your partner when they're not able to put in enough. So you have to be able to dial up the amount of effort that you're putting into your relationship and into your dynamic to make sure that it continues to be successful. Because if you continue to keep your input into the relationship, your energy into the relationship, the things that you're doing to try and improve it and just maintain it at the same level, that sounds great, and it is great, and like that's still admirable and like a good thing to do. But there's, like I said, there's gonna be times, and we've all been through it, where your partner's not gonna be able to put enough in, and you have to be willing to step up. And that's why I like this idea of like 100%, because if you're always really trying to put in 100%, which is not realistic every day, I would honestly tell you that for the most, I'm sure like 90% of like your year with your partner, you're probably putting in, 60 to 80%. And they're putting in between 60 and 80%, ideally. So you're never really going to be 100%. But if you have this mentality of striving to try and, just be the best partner you can, for you, for your family, if you have kids, whatever it is, and just trying to be that best person that you can be and striving for 100%, then you may not get to 100%. It's not really necessarily realistic to be perfect, if you will, or put 100% of your energy into it. But when those moments come where your partner is not able to put in their fair share, if you will, you're already going to have this mentality that you're going to put everything that you have into it. So you're already going to be in a position where you're stepped up and continuing to put enough in. And it's not going to be like a big transition where like you're used to putting in, this amount of effort to make it work, and then now you got to step up and put more and more and more effort into it. It's going to steadily flow. Because in reality, if you're used to putting in, let's just say 75%, and so is your partner, you're having more than 100%, and the day comes where they're able to put in only 50 now. They can only put 50% in. Well, guess what? You're still putting in 75, so they're at 50, so now you're at what? 125%. So you're still over 100, so you're still banging it out. So I think it's just a mentality shift. And like I said, again, not to make a mountain out of a molehill, but the whole 50-50 doesn't really like float my boat. Because why? But at the end of the day, it's kind of my idea. I just feel like a lot of times people get into relationships or things happen within the relationships, and somebody kind of like takes a step back, and we think like, well, I can't do anymore. But I promise you that you can. And I promise you that if you had the mentality beforehand that you could put in more effort and try and achieve more than 50% or just your half, just trying to always do a little bit more, then it wouldn't be so hard when your partner's not 100% in it because they have other stuff going on or whatever else it may be. So that's for the video, guys. Again, hopefully you enjoyed it. I haven't done one in a minute, so I do apologize for anybody who's been waiting to see more of my lovely videos. If you guys do have questions, because I have another person who reached out, so I'm going to do a video about that here in just a little bit. About another like relationship topic. If you guys have questions about relationships, if you have questions about family, friends, work, school, whatever it may be, feel free to reach out. Whether you want to message me directly, you can get a hold of me at the Greater Than Movement pretty much on all social media channels. You can put it in the comments, you can email me at the website, whatever you want to do, because the whole idea, like I said, at the end of the day is to help 100 million people. But the best way that for me, I guess, to really feel like that I'm accomplishing that is if someone has a question or a problem or something going on in their life, if I can give my insight and my advice, quote unquote, and it is helpful in helping them and I can get that feedback, then I know I've directly positively impacted somebody. But if someone's going through something in their life or having a struggle, the chances that somebody else out there is having the same struggle as you and could benefit from hearing similar or maybe slightly altered advice means that not only am I helping you, but I'm able to help somebody else, and just like kind of like the snowball effect. And that's kind of like really what I want to do. I love talking about random stuff that pops into my head or that I see or that I hear people going through, but really answering people's questions and trying to like help them with what they're going through in their life is what I've always wanted to do and what I'm trying to do with all these videos. So again, guys, hope you guys have a blessed night. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I will talk to you guys real soon. Bye.